This is some free flea markets in the Saraphi district of Chiang Mai. Now, when you're travelling all over Thailand, it doesn't matter where you are, you're going to find these markets. Some of them are every evening, some of them are a couple of days a week, some of them are once a week. They vary depending on the district and the area. But the things that you find at these markets are quite fascinating. Like here you're getting some various collectibles, Thai collectibles there, some of them religious, some of them coins, some of them notes. But you also get a range of street food vendors at these markets as well. So as you're walking around, you'll get a range of odds and ends as well as amazing Thai food dishes cooked up by local street food vendors. And as well as you'll get a lot of fresh food, vegetables as well. So it doesn't matter where you are in Thailand, whether it's your Phukets, your Pattaya, your Bangkoks, your Chiang Mai, your Pai, you're going to find these street food markets, these local markets where they're selling anything from clothes to food to vegetables to other random odds and ends like I showed you earlier with the collectibles. And they can be just an experience, like it's a bit of a sensory overload, like as you're walking down these types of markets, you just, all the smells, the sights, the scenes. But it's more about community as well, like people coming out, sharing their various wares, their various foods. And it's a real culture in Thailand, this street food culture. And it's cheap too. It's so cheap to come out and try the various foods. And if you're living as an expat here, you might find a lot of fresh vegetables at these types of markets around Thailand. And I just wanted to film some of this just to show you guys what real local markets are like. These are not your tourist markets, these particular ones that we're walking through here in Saraphi. These are just for expats living in the area or Thai people that, just local Thai people from this particular district. But they all come here. It's like a shopping mall, but a lot cheaper overall. And this is another way where locals make their money too. And like not every person has the capability or financial resources to set up a big shop and sell their wares directly. But these markets create that ability for locals to be setting up shop, either showing off their cooking skills, selling various products at a cheaper price when it comes to the fact that they're not paying the big rents of the shopping malls, and or it could be just homemade arts and crafts that they're selling at these types of markets as well, local plants, nursery items. You never know what you're going to find at these particular places, or various delicious food and lots of choices for food. It's just kind of like way too much choices. And but that's what I admire about this. Thai people really work hard to make their money, and they'll come out religiously every week with their street food stores, even the smallest vendor selling some simple products to more complex products. It's just a really beautiful culture, these market cultures around Thailand. And it doesn't matter where I am in Thailand, I always like finding where the real local markets are, just to get out there and just experience the local community and try some of the local fruits, some of the local street food, or just sit or just relax walking through them. Because there's nothing like this in Western culture. There really isn't. And you might get your odd Sunday markets or something like in Australia, but they're nothing like this. They really aren't. And these are just really amazing to experience. If you've never experienced them before and you're traveling through Thailand, definitely check out the local markets. You will get your tourist ones, but you're also going to get your local ones as well. Like Anne will often disappear to these local markets, like local ones at like 89 Plaza near us. They have markets 3 times a week. So rather than going to the big shopping malls and like your Big C's or your or is it Rimpings or your Macro, Anne tends to go to these particular types of markets to get fresh food and fresh vegetables, or even just street food if we're getting a bit lazy and don't want to cook. And so she's always going to these places just because the vegetables are so much cheaper, and they're fresh because they're sold directly from the local farmers as well. And you get a lot of Thai treats, like there on the left was some Thai desserts and Thai sweet snacks. But you'll also get little mini restaurants like this set up along the way as well. And so we're constantly at this markets checking things out. Of course, there's a closed store, but they've expanded themselves for the markets. And yeah, they're not too expensive. So if you're after some basic clothes, a lot of these markets there are okay. Though, yeah, they cater for the smaller size of person, not the larger size like myself when it comes to clothes at these markets. So I can't buy clothes here. I'd have to lose a little bit of weight for half the clothes at these sorts of markets for them to fit me, like the T-shirts or the shorts that they often sell, and jeans they sell at these sorts of places. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of people are quite skinny in Thailand in that regard. So here there's sort of a whole bunch of toys as well. So, yeah, you just never know what you're going to find here. But I looked online in Chiang Mai too, and I found a website that listed every single street market in the Chiang Mai district and when they actually occur. This one's a Saturday evening market in Saraphi, and they actually shut down the whole street. There's limited parking though, so if you've got a motorcycle or a bicycle, it's easier to get to these places with those. When it came to the car park, there was a very small car park where we could park our car for a small fee. I think it was 20 or 40 baht or something like that. And but they're not always easy to find parking. So if you have got a motorbike, use the motorbike rather than the car to get to these types of markets. Though some of them do have bigger markets, like if I go over parking, I should say. So if I go over somewhere like 89 Plaza in Chiang Mai, they have a lot of sort of parking area opposite 89 Plaza where you can go park your car. And there's some parking internally as well. But overall, it's just good to check out whether there is parking in the area as well. Fresh fruit. So much fresh fruit and veg. As a tourist, though, if you're walking up and down these markets, it could be about, one, walking through them just as the experience, but also just to try some local Thai street food as well. Could be another option while you walk down these markets. Or if you've got kids with you, when you're travelling, there may be some things you just want to buy for them, so like some cheap toys or some extra clothes, and you want to get it quite cheap, you can get them at these sorts of places as well. And but yeah, there's a lot of snacks, and you've got a mixture of sweet snacks as well as savoury snacks at these types of places. I think that's kind of some sort of mussel omelette. Not a fan of them actually mixing mussels with that, but yeah, oh my god, vegetables. There are a lot of grapes there that are really nice and fresh. Anne was stocking up when we were walking through here, just to see what fresh vegetables she could find for her cooking. So she was walking up and down. Had your elephant T-shirts back there that you can get. And plus her mum just wanted to check out the area as well. We'd lived in the Saraphi area for a long time, and we just hadn't checked out these local markets at all. And I love these things. They're super sweet. They're like little mini pancake things. But, yeah, they're really nice. You must give them a try if you see these things cooking. For a local market, this one was actually quite busy and quite crowded to walk up and down the streets area here. These sorts of, I think they're sort of like a cheese dog, those sorts of things, like a hot dog inside with cheese or something like that, from what I remember. But correct me if I'm wrong on those things. Very savoury sort of dish here. Lots of clothes stores down the end here, but down the left here, you'll see that there's a lot of more of your deep fried type stuff, like your deep fried chickens and things like that, or your Korean chickens. They're quite nice, of course. More collectible items. There's a lot of those sort of religious icons that they wear around the neck here that you can buy. So and people do collect these things. Like I've got one myself that I've got to buy a chain again so I can wear it around my neck. Little Buddhist icons. And lots of deep fried food, noodles, all that sort of stuff that you can find around here too. There was a point here where I actually lost Anne because I was trying to slow down to capture various things going on at the markets here, and Anne, her mum and her niece just completely disappeared on me. So I didn't know where they were. So I thought, I'll just keep walking, showing you things, Trying to slow down the video a little bit so you can get a good picture of the sort of items you can find here. See, they're even selling electricals here, or selfie sticks and all those sorts of things for your phones. And so you could buy little bits and pieces here. Yeah, lights. There was lights there that I was thinking for the farm. You can get these little lights that you can put on your head. So when you're doing stuff on the farm at night or even in your backyard, you don't have to carry a torchlight with you. But when I eventually did catch up with Anne, we just continued to explore. We weren't just looking for vegetables too. We were just seeing if there was anything that we wanted to try on a street food wise. Now here you've got a range of curries and stir fries that this person was cooking up. And yep, huge selection here. And it would give you a real taste of local flavours. Though be careful, there's a lot of spice in those foods. And they can be quite hot and spicy. Now, these fish up here on the left, Anne loves buying these. Her and her family will buy them off the hot coals. We've even cooked them ourselves that way a couple of times at home. But they stuff them with a lot of herbs and spices in the centre. The crispy chicken, oh my God, I often buy that too when I'm at these sorts of markets. And yeah, so that's just an idea. Like, people tend to cook on hot coals. Even us, we get charcoal. We put the charcoal in the bowls, in these big sort of barbecues, I should say. And we cook a lot of steaks, chicken, fish, all over the hot coals, even prawns. And we've done that before. And they have quite a unique flavour. Even in the West, we cook in hot coals sometimes, but we're more likely to cook on gas. And but yeah, definitely if you're living in Thailand as an expat, you buy one of those small little barbecues, you get some charcoal and you can cook up some amazing foods. So I'd recommend you give that a try. And because we've got our little barbecue that when we want to do that, we'll cook up some charcoal flavoured sort of fish or steaks or sausages or whatever else we cook up on the barbecue. But yeah, we're coming to the end of the markets here. And well, this was the whole one side of the market. So now we're going to turn around and go back. So you got various drinks there you can buy. So if you're feeling a bit hot and needed to cool down, and I can tell you it was a bit hot and humid as we're walking along here. We definitely needed some a drink or something to cool down. The good thing about these places, you'll find a lot of fresh fruit juice. I often go for the longan juice because they'll get the ice, they'll put the longan juice in it, and they'll also put a bunch of fresh longan on top, which is absolutely delicious and sweet. And I highly recommend you try the longan juice. But even at the end here, you see a range of drinks there that you can select from as well, as we're coming around the end of one side of the markets and started walking our way back. And so let's show you what's on the other side now. And you'll see that there's pretty much similar stuff, but also a variety of other types of Thai foods as well as we start to walk up, and other sorts of random things that you can buy along the way as well as we come to the next section of the markets.
ลองเองถ้าเกิดว่าชอบเส้นนี้เราเอาซอสไปก็ได้
อันนี้ใจพันเลยค่ะ
ครับผม
เดี๋ยวนานนี่เดี๋ยว
วันนี้ไก่แฉลบยูบาดังที่สุดครับเส้นของสามครับมันจะมีไข่กระเจียวแล้วก็นกของ
แดงไหมสีแดงอันนี้เด็กข้างๆกันอ่ะอันนี้ก็ได้อ่ะได้แกงใหญ่แกงไม้สองปักได้ไหมเขาเป็นธรรมดามีโก้มีนะครับใหญ่เข้าไปเลยวะอร่อยน้ำจิ้มจับเลยนะคุณ คือเอาอย่างคือว่าครั้งแรกเราเอาไปต่างประเทศโดยซื้อไประหว่างที่เก็บโอ้ดอกขึ้นแล้ว
ไปก่อนเลย
ในการ์ดตัวข้างในหมด30 บาทแล้วก็เจ้า
ไก่นั่นนะดูกันไว้วันที่โทษนะครับ
If you're in Chiang Mai, definitely give that pork dish a go. That pork soup is like stewed pork served with rice and an egg normally. And I absolutely love it. And Anne makes it at home as well, and she makes it brilliantly, where the meat just falls off the bone. So definitely try that stewed pork dish if you're around street food markets in Chiang Mai. So it'll come with the stewed pork, the egg, and the boiled rice. You also get a lot of sushi vendors around these sorts of markets as well, which I always find interesting. I don't usually buy the sushi from those places, but the locals love it and they will buy it. I know my niece eats it as well and she enjoys it. But this is the end of the markets here, and as you can see, the whole street was completely blocked off. This young guy here was making a bit of money himself with music. So yesterday we're off exploring markets in Saraphi, but today we're in Chiang Mai checking out one of the big nurseries here. And yeah, pretty much anything gardening you can buy here, whether it's gardening supplies or whether it's pots or whether it's herbs, spices, fruit trees, decorative flowers, whatever you need for the garden, you're probably going to find it here. So let's go check it out. So this place is located behind Jingjai Market, and it's a range of nurseries all interconnected with each other. Yeah, so you can see all the irrigation piping there. A lot of various types of irrigation piping. All your sort of like various gardening items in here, like clippers, soil, and over this side of things you got your various plants. Like Anne's getting some chili plants here. I think she's getting some eggplant, maybe tomato, don't know yet. And but pretty much any types of plants you want here, whether they be just decorative foliage like this or actual more practical plants such as your fruit trees, your oranges, your lemons, your lime trees, whatever it may be. So a lot of people come in here for these items. And there's your various pots there as well. Though we did find one place out at May here, which is a lot cheaper than the prices here that you've got for the pots. Just if you want a bit of a tip, go out to May here. And there's a guy there that sells pots, plant pots, and concrete ones that are a lot cheaper than this area. And you've got a lot of roses if you like your roses. And up this end, you've got a lot of various types of flowers and fruit trees as well. And there is a lot to choose from, I'm just going to say. Like all these are individual vendors selling their various products. If you like your general fruit trees, foliages, yep, you're going to pretty much get them here. There's like 3 or 4 lanes like this, just full of individual vendors selling their plants. So yes, whether you've got a farm or whether you just want a front yard garden, then you're going to come to this area of Chiang Mai. So over there, massive collection of pots there. Contact for work, there's a phone number there on the top there as well. But yeah, I better go back because Anne's collecting plants. I don't want to leave her alone either on top of that. So as we walk up here a bit, got yourself a range of plants here. If you're wanting some colourful sort of pots, then you've also got a lot of crockery here. If you're after something nice to the front of your house, nice shiny ones. Getting a lot of plant choices here. I can't see the prices clearly, so I can't tell you, but I know those vegetable Anne's carrying and the vegetables I'm carrying here all cost us about 175 baht, so not too expensive. So they are pretty cheap here. You can go to local farmers markets and often get the plants cheaper, but this is just popular because it's like a one-stop shop where you can get a lot of things like your flowers and foliage all from here. It's just a centralised market. I think Anne's just after one more plant. She's after coffee lime plant. Ah, that's an Australian one. This plant here. Yeah. So they obviously grow some Australian plants here that you can buy. If you're an Aussie and feel like you need a bit of Australian in your backyard and you want an Australian plants, then yeah, you can get them here. I know on the farms they grow a lot of eucalyptus too, just for record. Like even on our farm in Ubon Ratchathani, and even in Royette, along where Anne grew up, there's just eucalyptus trees everywhere. Australian eucalyptus. Yep. All right. Let's keep moving. So yeah, so we're just getting one more sort of item here. She's just looking for lime trees at the moment because she uses them a lot in her cooking. But yeah, not a bad place to stop. if you're shopping for trees. Though, just a tip though, sometimes if you go to local sort of markets, you know, the local village markets and stuff like that, you can get a lot of these sorts of trees really cheap. But these are ones that have been properly cultivated, you know, by people skilled in horticulture and stuff like that. So you're getting a different type of tree too, in a sense, in some regard. One that's been better grown, better maintained, better cultivated. But you still, if you're on a budget, I do suggest that you go to the local sort of village markets, as you might find some trees there. But if you're after something specific, then these sorts of nursery places like the one in Chiang Mai is going to be very useful for you in finding exactly what you want. So these sorts of places are going to give you, you're going to be able to find exactly what you want rather than actually having to run up and down local markets. Actually, I do like some of the stuff they got for sale. What's this? Oh yeah, if you like that sort of fruit. This one I'm not 100% off. Not sure what that fruit is, but apparently they're selling it here. If anyone can tell me what it is and whether it's nice or not. But anyway, I'm going to leave you guys as we continue just to finish our plant shopping here. So we just bought a lime tree, and I think it was about for 150 baht or something like that, just for a small lime tree. And but we did look at a larger mango tree, which was quite big, and it was about 3,000 baht. We wanted this large mango tree. And to give you context of the size of the mango tree, I'll show you. So yes, if you're wanting a mango tree about this size, this big one here, that's going to cost you about 3,000 baht to buy here at the markets. Yeah, you got all your orange, lime, various other plants. Actually, I thought we were finished. That's what I said in the video. Oh, we're finished up. We're going to keep looking. But no, and still looking. Once she gets herself into these markets, it's hard getting her out.